Many years ago, there lived a noble king called Theseus, with his wife Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons, and her niece, Princess Emily. Emily was as lovely as a pure white lily upon its stalk of delicate green. On the first day of May, she awoke early and went to gather flowers and sing about the joys of the morning. She had never looked more lovely,
Full
with her
of flower
hands
blossoms and the sun shining on her beautiful blonde hair. It just so happened that King Theseus had 2 knights in his prison. They had been captured fighting against him. Their names were Palamon and Arcite, and they were best friends. On this day, Palamon heard Emily singing and went to look out of the dark window from which he could catch a glimpse of the gardens. He gasped and cried, "A goddess! Surely she must be a goddess." Maybe even Venus, the goddess of love herself. And in that moment, Palamon's heart belonged to Emily forever. Arcite leapt up and looked out of the window for himself. "That's no goddess," he cried, "but the most beautiful human the gods have ever made. I shall love her all my life." "But Arcite," cried Palamon, "I saw her and fell in love with her first. Surely you will respect that." "You didn't even know she was a human," said Arcite. "I fell in love with a girl. You only worshipped a goddess." In just one moment, their friendship was finished forever. Each hoped to win Emily one day, and neither would speak to the other again. Their only joy came from watching Emily walk in the gardens whilst loving her from afar. Many months later, Arcite's ransom was paid. Dutton King Theseus released him back to his home country of Thebes. There he pined away, dreaming only of the beautiful Emily. His face grew pale, and his body lost its strength. Then he had an idea. "No one would know me now," he thought. "I shall return to the court of King Theseus as a servant." This he did, becoming a squire of King Theseus. His joy was in spending time near Emily, bringing logs in for her fire, watching her dance, sing, or talk, but never daring to speak to her directly. After 7 long years in prison, Palamon finally escaped. He went to the forest, and one day, while he was hiding there, Arcite came riding through on his horse. It was May Day once more, and he had come to gather a woodland garland for Emily's rooms. As he gathered green leaves, he sang a song in praise of his one true love. Suddenly, Palamon leapt out of his hiding place and shouted fiercely, "Emily has only one true love, and that is I, Palamon." The 2 men then flung themselves upon each other in a desperate rage. Palamon was like a raging lion and Arcite like a hungry tiger. Heaven knows how the fight would have ended, but King Theseus came riding by with the queen, Princess Emily, and his court. They found the 2 men now apart, panting. "What's this? Who dares to fight in the royal forests?" King Theseus cried. The 2 men were too angry to be careful, so they told the king their story. "So you are Palamon and Arcite," said Theseus at last. "Palamon, who has escaped from prison, and Arcite, who has unlawfully returned to my lands. I condemn you both to immediate death." With tears in her eyes, Emily slipped off her horse and knelt in front of Theseus. "My lord," she said, "I beg for the lives of these 2 young men. It is not their fault that they have been struck by Cupid's arrow. I knew nothing of their love, but to kill them would be cruel." The queen also pleaded with Theseus, and in the end he gave in. "Very well," he said to the 2 men. "Go back home, collect 100 knights, and return here. We will have a tournament, and the winner shall marry Princess Emily." So Palamon and Arcite went away to call their friends together, and Emily sat in her high tower room, wondering which man she liked the best. Theseus built a wonderful arena with stands, a jousting ring, and 3 temples, one to Mars, the god of war, one to Venus, the goddess of love, and one to Diana, the goddess of young maidens. Palamon and Arcite returned the night before the tournament, and each of them went to pray for success. Arcite went to the temple of war. "O great god Mars," he prayed, "give me victory in tomorrow's fight." Palamon went to the temple of love. "O gentle goddess," he prayed, "let me win Princess Emily's heart." Emily went to the temple of Diana.
If I am to marry, let it be the one who will love me best." Next day, the tournament began. There was a great arranging of armor, fixing of spearheads, buckling of helmets, and polishing of shields. The trumpet sounded the charge. Out flew the swords, gleaming like polished silver. The fight was long, but in the end Palamon was captured, and Arcite was declared the winner. Mad with excitement, he threw away his helmet and rode up the field. But the gods had planned so that all prayers might be answered. Arcite's horse, Love, stumbled and fell, throwing him heavily to the ground. He died of his injuries, blessing Emily and begging Palamon's forgiveness with his last breath. So Palamon won the fair Emily, and long did he live in bliss. Emily loved him tenderly, and he served her with so much gentleness that no word of anger was ever heard between them.